Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today we will talk about the Kendra houses and how important the Kendra houses are. And why we are discussing the topic about the Kendra houses? Because the Kendra houses are the foundation pillars of your horoscope. Just like a house in your home will have four corners of the house will have to have a very strong foundation, very strong columns, very strong pillars. Similarly, the four houses, the first, 4, 7 and 10th are the pillars or the columns or the foundation of the horoscope, and that's why they are critical. And basis how strong the foundation is, the house or the bungalow or whatever you have or whatever you want to make will give you the results. Will either be sturdy or will be a lanky home which can collapse at the slightest disturbance or a slightest earthquake, or it can give you a long comfortable living, a long loving caring house that you have, and your life will also turn out accordingly. So why are the four houses the foundation houses? One is because you have very less freedom about the manifestation of the four houses. You can do only so much. That means the amount of free will you have been given to deal with the matters of these four houses is much lesser than, say for example, the third house or the fifth house and the ninth house. Fifth and the ninth house being the trine houses, much more flexibility is given to you, and the third house is the house of self-effort and self-enterprise. So a lot of freedom is given to you about the third house also. So there are enough houses given to you where you can manifest things according to your wish and what you want to do. However, there are these four houses, the Kendra houses, which will also give you a foundation on which you need to build the building or the apartment or the house for the current life. Now, when you are given birth, you don't know which house you are going to be born in, whether you are going to be born in an African country or in a Western country where you may be a white skin or a black skin, you may be born A culture or B culture. So you don't have much freedom anyways, or you don't have any freedom in which household you will be born in, and that's why the Lagna, which represents your body or what you are born with, and later on what you will be able to create in terms of how the society sees you. And that's why the Kendra house or the first house, which is a part of the Kendra houses, but also a trine house, you have some flexibility in terms of how you will be able to create a certain personality, a certain character, how others see you. Now, how everybody looks at you, you may not be able to influence, but based on your character, how you carry yourself, to a large extent you will be able to influence them. However, what roots you are, what caste you are, what country you are, what community you are, how you look, which will again come from which household you are born in or what your genes are, and how you think, that all will be something which others will be influenced by how you are born, which you can influence very less or hardly anything. And that's why the first house is one of the important Kendra houses which you have very less control of. But the first house also being the trine house, you have enough flexibility, enough freedom, enough free will given that you carry yourself in a certain manner and you build on your character, build on your personality, and you influence others how they see you. As we grow older and older and we accumulate more good deeds, we continue to give others good experiences about when they deal with us. So slowly our reputation in society, how people see us, can be influenced more and more over a period of time. And so your legacy is when you die, how do people see you? How do people remember you? Is what your Lagna will represent. And so a lot of freedom is not given to the Lagna, but enough is given to you to have a certain personality and to leave a legacy. The second is your fourth house. The fourth house is also the house of mother. Can you decide who will be your mother? That means who will be your birth mother? Which woman will give you birth? You can't decide that. So that is one important aspect about the 4th house. Can you decide what children will be born to you? Can you completely decide what house you will have? That will depend on what house you buy, will depend on what finances you have. We will all like to live in a most beautiful house, with bungalows, luxurious amenities. But how many of us are given the freedom to choose or make any house of our liking? Many a times, or most of the time, we always have to cut corners and make compromises when we make a home. We may always be, if given a choice, we may like to have a house, but hardly any of us are living in the A house of our dreams. We live in a house which we can best afford to live in, basis our surroundings, what our family wants, what our earnings are, how much, what resources we have at hand, and also be influenced by other areas that influence our life, based on where the children's school are, if your spouse is working, where she needs to work, how long she needs to travel from home. So lot of these factors are part of the decision that you make even when you buy a own house. So complete freedom is not given to you even to buy your own house. Neither do you have complete freedom to buy your own car or jewelry or where you will buy land. So the 4th house is another Kendra house or the second Kendra house where most of the manifestation or the decisions are already more or less taken for you. And so there is very less you can do about the matters of the 4th house. Similarly, the matters of the 7th house. What is the 7th house? The 7th house is your spouse who you will marry, for example. Can you decide who will you marry? The person, the husband or the woman of our dreams. You may want to marry a supermodel. You may want to marry a celebrity. You may want to marry somebody who is a big Bollywood star or Hollywood star person who you are in love with or infatuated by. But will that person agree to marry you? Can you even have access to them, for example? So the choice that we have in who to marry and to make our spouse is very limited, because the other person should also want to marry us. So again, the matters of the 7th house, also our choices are limited. And then 7th house is also the house of partnership. The person who you want to make a partner in your business, that person has to come from the business that you're dealing with. The person has to come, may also want to be in the business that you want to be in, and the person has to have the experience of the background and the willingness to be in a business with you. So complete freedom on who you choose as a partner in doing business is not given to you as well. And the 7th house is also who you work with or deal with on a daily basis. Can you choose who you work with on a daily basis? First of all, the job that we want to have, an aspirational job, if we get that kind of a job itself is a big thing. Then can you also decide who will be your colleagues at work, who will be your boss, who will be the person who may work in your team? You have very less choices there as well, or no choices. And that's why the 7th house is another Kendra house where the amount of choice that you have to manifest it or to create results of it are very, very limited or hardly any. And then the 10th house. The 10th house is a very, very important house. You have more freedom about the 10th house than the first 4 and the 7th house. Why is it so? And why is more freedom given to us about the 5th and 9th house apart from the first house? The reason being is the 5th house is the house of Sanchita Karma, all your accumulated karmas from all your past lives. And so the 10th house being the 6th house from the 5th house, which means you will have to serve out the karma of all the accumulated Sanchita Karma that you have of all your past lives, because the 10th house is the 6th house from the 5th house. If you don't do that, then you will not be able to shed your karmic debt. You may not be able to right a lot of karmic wrongs that you are carrying forward in your Sanchita Karma. So some freedom is given to you in the matters of karma, because the 10th house is the house of Kriyaman Karma. Kriya itself means action. That means what actions you will take in this life, and those actions to a large extent you should be doing in the matters of service related to the 5th house. But how do you know what Sanchita Karma you are carrying? So the simple thing being is the 10th house also being the house of Saturn or carrying the Capricorn energy. It is about being dutiful. It is about being ethical. It is about following rules and regulations. It is about being disciplined. It is about doing service, dedicated, putting all your energies in and your confidence and loyalties to others, to humanity, to serve others. And that is the karma that you have to do all your life, so that you improve upon or let go of the lot of blemishes of your sanchita karma, and currently in the current life you add better karma, which then adds to your sanchita karma in the next. Then the ninth house. The ninth house is the house of prarabdha karma, which means that part of the sanchita karma which you need to do in this life. The 10th house is the second house to the 9th house, which means what earning that you will do in your current life of the 10th house will come from how you manifest the prarabdha karma or the carry forward karma of the last life, which you don't have control of. When you're born, the sanchita karma or the prarabdha karma is already given to you for this life. The sanchita is all the accumulated karma from the past life, represented by the 5th house, and the 9th house is the prarabdha karma, which is the part of the sanchita karma which you will have to play out or live out in this life, and basis that the earnings of this life in terms of karma, not in terms of money or earnings, but the earnings of the karma for this life is the 10th house. So ethical conduct, good conduct, morally right, no cheating anyone, being beautiful, being organized, being structured, being humanity service oriented will help you in matters of the 10th house. So some freedom is given to you in the matters of the 10th house, which is the 4th house or the 4th Kendra house, if I can use the term. So Kendra houses are very, very important houses on which you have less control of, and more or less they will manifest themselves. And so what one needs to do is one needs to be careful of how you lead lives or that part of life which is associated with these 4 houses. Firstly, for example, each one of them is given a dedicated sign. For example, if you are born in Aries ascendant, then the first house is represented by Aries energy. So the sign Aries will influence the lagna, will influence your personality, will influence how people will see you, will influence how you think, how you act, and what you do for people to look at you as a certain person, to have a certain personality. Then the 4th house is Cancer. Cancer is the sign of being supportive, caring, love, care. So for this life, if you are born in Aries, the manner in which you will deal with the matters of the 4th house will be with Cancer energy, as a supportive, loving, caring father, loving and caring spouse, loving and caring son, because the 4th house also represents mother. And you should be somebody who accumulates the riches. The way you make your house, the way you make your car and all has to be how you love and care and support the family. So instead of buying a sports car for yourself, you will have to buy a family car, which shows that a caring part of the supportive father, supportive husband, the supportive family member, because the 4th house is the house of domestic happiness and mental peace. So the domestic happiness will come to you, or you will play it out if you have a supportive and caring approach about the 4th house. However, if the 4th house instead of Cancer is Leo, then you will have to deal matters of the 4th house through leadership. You will have to lead the family, you will have to guide the family towards the right path, and you have to accumulate the materialistic resources of the 4th house through being a leader in ethical conduct and through righteous conduct, and guiding or leading the way in front of the family members how to do it. So when your son or your daughter looks up to you how the father has made or constructed the house, they should be able to see ethical means, they should be able to see honest means, they should be able to see a person who has carried his conduct with dignity and self-respect, because it is Leo energy, and using and without compromising on self-respect, without compromising on principles, the person has led the way in how the person's legacy and how he has accumulated money and resources and been a good father, a good supportive family man. That's what Leo energy is. But if instead of Leo, it is Virgo energy, which is for the 4th house, which is when somebody is born in the Gemini ascendant, then the Virgo being a sign of service, a sign of analytical and precision and looking things with an analytical eye, which means you will have to be of service to your family. You have to look at this life as you need to serve your mother, you have to serve your family members, and you have to do less for yourself and do more for them, because this fourth life, Virgo energy, means this life about the fourth house you will have to serve and do less for yourself. But at the same time, sixth house Virgo energy, the sixth sign Virgo energy coming to the fourth house also means you will also have to have a keen and analytical eye on the house. You will have to look at a very keen eye, at a very minute level. You will have to keep an eye on how the children are leading their life, how the family is leading, the spouse is leading life, and don't miss this final point, because as they say, the devil lies in the details. So you will have to have a very detailed, minute aspect on matters of the fourth house. Then you will be able to save money, build a house, create resources for yourself, and keep the family happy. However, instead of Virgo, it is Libra, which guides the fourth house energy, which will happen for a Cancer ascendant native. Then you will have to do a balance between how much you do for yourself and for family. See how different these energies are. Virgo means you are more of service to family, but Libra means now you are supposed to do a balance between yourself and your family, and balance between one child and the other child. If you have a boy and a girl, you can't choose one over the other. You have to be fair to both. Then you have to do a balance between your spouse and your mother, for example, rather than take sides with one. Then otherwise your fourth house will suffer, because the energy for this life for you is Libra if you are a Cancer ascendant native. So you will have to play that out, and that's why it is said that when the Kendra houses are given to you, everybody has 4 Kendra houses, but based on a certain sign, you will have to play out the energies of that sign related to that house, and you can't run away from it. And that's why there is only so much that you can do in matters of the Kendra houses, and that's why you need to understand the Kendra houses very, very well, because the Lagna is the most important house from how people will see you and what legacy you leave behind. And your health, your overall demeanor is the Lagna. Then the fourth house is all your material resources, all your riches, any richness that you have from jewelry to car, houses is all fourth house. Then your domestic happiness is the fourth house. So it's a very, very important house. You can't run away from the fourth house energies as well. Mental peace and domestic happiness and all your material resources. Fourth house is a critical house in the horoscope. So if you don't play out the energies of the sign which is related to the fourth house, then all the happiness of related to the fourth house will be difficult for you to come by. And that's why you need to be true to the energy and the nature of the sign related to the fourth house, and that's why the flexibility that you have been given to the fourth house is only so much. Same thing with the seventh house also. If the seventh house, for example, is Libra, then you have to do the balance between you and your spouse, balance between how much you take for yourself and take for your business partner, balance about how you take note of what you want and the wants of others who you deal with on a day-to-day basis. So instead of Libra, for example, if Capricorn energy is given in the seventh house for a Cancer ascendant native, then Capricorn energy means you have to be more dutiful, you have to be more organized, you have to be of more service, you have to do more for spouse matters in business, and you have to be ethical, you have to be loyal, you have to be completely committed. And stability and patience and practicality is the approach in your relationships, rather than balance, which is denoted by the Libra energy. So each sign given to a certain Kendra house is telling you how to manifest better results of that house, and you can't avoid that. You do anything different from the energies of the house, you will see that you will fall in some challenge or the other. And that's why a lot of us face challenges in our lives, because we don't understand the energies related to this Kendra houses, and we try to do things differently. So if you are rowing in water, you have to understand the current of the water. If you don't understand the current that flows in the water, where the water is flowing, in with what strong current it is, then you will not be able to maneuver through the water, and your boat may even capsize. Same thing relates to your life also. So keep in mind the energies related to the house and play out accordingly. Just like the third house to the first house is the house of effort that you do, and with the effort that you do in this life, using the third house energies, the Lagna is impacted, which means the freedom that you use to exert how you work in this life, how you manifest the self-enterprise and self-effort that is given to you in the third house will affect how people see you, about the first house, about your reputation, about your personality. Same thing about the relationship between the 8th and the 10th house. Why is the 8th house the house of so much mysticism and mysteriousness? Why are very few astrologers able to tell you what the 8th house tells you? It is simple. What is the 10th house? The 10th house is the third house from the 8th house, which means that the result of the 10th house will be based on what effort you have made about the 8th house, which means that the action that you have taken in this life will decide, just like what you do in your life, your effort about the third house will impact your Lagna, your reputation, your personality, how others see you. Similarly, what actions you take in this life about manners of the 10th house will create the unforeseen events or unfortunate events or whatever events will happen in your life through the 8th house, because the 8th house is the first house. If you're looking at the 10th house being the third house of effort, then the 8th house becomes the first house. So your unfortunate events or unforeseen events that come in your life are based on the karma that you do in this house. The effort that you do in this life will decide the unfortunate events or upheavals or suddenness that you face in this life. So if you want better results of the 8th house, then the effort that you do about matters of the 10th house, be very, very careful of how you manifest, what you do on a day-to-day basis, because the 10th house also carries Saturn energy. Saturn energy means commitment, loyalty, dedication, following rules and regulations, not being unethical, not cutting corners, being ready to be working long hours, being very, very patient and willing to be patiently wait till the fruits of labor come to you. Be grateful. Don't have issues with your supervisors and your managers. Also, the 4th house is the 7th house to the 10th house. The 4th house being the 7th house to the 10th house becomes a Maraka house, which means the actions that you do in the 10th house will influence the 4th house and what monies you make, what your relationship at home will be, whether you will have domestic happiness or mental peace or not. And that's why the 10th house becomes so very critical. But again, some flexibility is given to you and how you will manifest this life. But enough is given to you that you influence the 4th house energies well, because of 10th house being the 6th to the 4th house. Then the 8th house events, because the 10th house is 3rd to the 8th house, and also the 10th house is the most important Kendra house as part of your horoscope. So friends, understand what signs rule your 4 houses, the 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th. Then understand what is the sign of the 5th house and manifest that in the 10th house actions. If the 5th house is the house of Leo for an Aries ascendant native, then the service to your supervisors, service to managers, keeping your bosses happy, making them shine, taking the leadership in service, taking the priority to work, to take up projects, and be the first person to reach out when work needs to be done. So understanding these signs of the 5th house and playing out accordingly of the 10th house is important. And the 10th house is also the 2nd house to the 9th house. The earnings of your karma for that, the prarabdha karma that you do in this life, in terms of karma that you will earn in this life, will be based on your actions. So friends, this is my analysis about the 4 Kendra houses. Please keep in mind all these energies and lead a life of ethical conduct, moral conduct, keeping in mind these signs. I will be coming back with a video on the 5th and 9th houses also, the trine houses also, and how much flexibility is given to you there. And I will also come back with videos on each of the Kendra houses separately. So till such time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. If you want to reach out to me for a personal consultation, please reach out to me. The links given below in the description box. Until we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.